Welcome to the deep woods of North Florida, where you'll find Randy
and Tammy
sitting under a 250-year-old oak tree on a busted up cooler.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, this cooler actually came off my crab boat. Yeah, we used it to store ice. You know, not that that's any kind of beneficial information, but that's what we're sitting on. Okay, how's that bow spray working?
It's working.
It's working?
It's working.
They really don't bother me too much. I mean, they might come over here and mess with me a little bit, but as soon as Tammy's around, they disappear. Go figure.
Yep, because they're all over me.
Okay. I think what we need to do, there is a lot of things that we want to talk about, but what we really need to do is just get everything off the plate that we've been enduring over this last month. What do you think?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, well, the first thing is my cell phone, or our cell phones, went into total, what do you want to call that? Sabbatical.
Yeah, or blitz or something.
Okay, so for about 10 days, we couldn't get phone calls. We were breaking up all the time. We were getting dropped. And, just wasn't able to kind of like edit the videos and get them uploaded or downloaded.
Yeah, Randy uses the phones, and
yeah,
we had like no service. I don't know where the stars weren't lining up, but we had no service. Kids couldn't call us, or even if it came through, it was garble, garble, googly-gook.
Yeah, it could have been some CMEs that came through. You know what those are, right?
Yeah, coronal mass ejection.
Yeah, those are the solar, because I do ham radio.
Yeah. Right?
And I was just actually speaking with a friend a couple days ago when I went to borrow his jumper cables. Yeah, and he was telling me how the solar eruptions were having an effect on the radio. So actually, the cell phone and the microwave towers in this area might have been suffering from solar flares. I don't know. But anyway, couldn't hardly use the phones. Nobody could call us. We couldn't hardly call out. Calls were getting dropped. What does it say? Cell phone network not available.
Yeah, network not available.
Some crap like that. And then just as soon as we got the cell phones squared away, calling and, raising all kinds of heck with the cell phone company, right? And then we suffered a content licensing issue.
Right.
Yeah, one thing after another, but basically what had happened was, the card we were using to process, our $6.99 a month for our music license, got zapped for like $700 by some crooks. Yeah. And so they cut the card off, and it took, it's still not resolved. It's still not resolved, and it's been a month and a half, and they were supposed to have sent new cards, and that's just the way it goes, I guess. So anyway, we've been working on, we located another music service. You guys might notice that as this video is playing on, that I am offering for your listening pleasure some new soundtracks.
Right.
Tammy won't help me pick out the music. She says, you do a good job, so guess what? And that's what I'm doing right now. Every once in a while I'll sit down and I'll pick out a few new tunes. But we actually went with Epidemic Sound. Yeah. They offered a 1 year with a major discount, which is actually a little bit more than what we were paying. But I discovered that their, music diversity was like really, really good. The sound quality is really good. If it's not, and you're hearing it and you don't like it, you better let me know. Yeah. Because I got a 7-day free trial. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, we really do need to kind of, Tammy, bring everybody up to speed. I mean, when we finished that one batch of trash, we went and got a whole bunch of seeds and stuff. Yeah. Right? We got those planted.
Well, that was the beginning of April.
Yeah, that was the beginning. It's been a month since we actually did a real, sit down. Well, sit down and talk with everybody kind of thing.
Well, it wasn't really possible, but anyway, so
yeah, that too.
you know, and then we did a whole bunch of video just to have it ready to go once we could get it out. And it had no sound.
Oh yeah, Tammy.
we are the notorious for doing whole videos with no sound.
I set Tammy loose out on her own out in the garden, and she's just out there going to town, just talking away.
Just talking away, telling you about all my stuff.
Brings in the clips, and I pull them up on the computer screen, and she's just sitting there going,
blah, 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 with nothing coming out.
Nothing coming out. Tammy said, you just didn't like me putting out a video, did you? And I said, Tammy, I said, I'd be more than happy to put out a video if I could hear something coming out of your mouth. You know? Yeah. It really is kind of hard to actually get Tammy to do any kind of videos.
Yeah, and then when I do them, I mess them up. So it's kind of like defeats the purpose.
Yeah. But, no, because we went from working on the trellis to having a major obstacle to actually completing our project, right?
Yeah, we get the trellis. You know, we told you about last month that we were going to try the trellising, and we were going to put these boxes underneath so that the plants wouldn't be like directly in the dirt. It would be new soil, new compost, everything. Okay, well,
we got I do have some video clips of that.
Yeah, we have footage.
You know,
we're not talking, but we have footage.
Yeah. Well, what we did, let's kind of just run through it real quick. What we did start out with, and go
I
to the
thought
beginning.
you wanted me to tell them about the truck.
Well, we're gonna get to the truck. Well, that is what's holding us up, or has been holding us up on the trellis project.
Right.
Okay. Well, the first thing we did is we went out and let's just do it because it won't take but just a couple seconds. Right?
Okay.
All right, so we went out and we got our piece of crap greenhouse pole
frame.
It's been sitting out there for a few years, and we were trying to figure out what to do with it, and we actually figured out what to do with it. We just didn't know how to go about doing what we wanted to do with it. Right? Isn't that about right?
Something like that.
Yeah, and then I actually caught this vision where I said, you know, it probably wouldn't be that hard to take all that chicken wire and all that other wire. Tammy had said something about putting wire on there, and I'm going, oh gosh, she's really asking for a lot of work, right? But we actually took the time and went and got the wire that we had saved up behind the chicken coop. Oh, that's another thing.
Just keep going.
Okay. And so we took the wire out, unrolled it, and Tammy and I started to, attach the wire to the pole frame. It actually turned out pretty good.
It looks really good.
It looks really good. Looks professional. Yep. Even though I did it, right?
Yeah.
And
we did it.
We did it. Well, yeah, I know. We did it. We did do it. We did do it. And then we collected. If you guys remember, a little over a year ago, we had that video come out about our $5 hog pen. Yeah, it really did only cost me $5 to put it up. I used wood pallets, and so we never did get the hogs, and so we actually tore it down, and we took the wood pallets over towards to where we were working on the trellis, and we started cutting those all up, and we started assembling what we're hoping is going to be our grow boxes, raised beds, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
And I'm going to. We're not quite finished yet. We got to the point where, we took our sacre saws, right? Yeah, and we chopped up all those pallets. Yeah, we cut the center sections out, and then we screwed them together in a rectangular fashion around the... Okay, what I'm doing right now is I'm taking, little short boards. I got these little pieces that came off of the other scraps, and I'm going to set those in between these parts of the wood pallet. So like when we put the plastic in here and load the dirt up, it provides an extra little bit of support that it needs.
Around the trellis.
Around the trellis. And we're going to put some plastic in there, and it was time to go get some dirt.
Then the truck died.
Yeah.
When it rains, it pours around here. Go ahead and tell them about your truck.
Yeah, I know, but but man, there's just so much about that freaking truck, right? So I need to get the truck going so I can go get dirt. And, so I said, okay, well, I had started the truck. I had put the lift pump on. You guys saw that video, right? The lift pump, for the Dodge. And so I got that in there, and I pulled the truck around here, and I back up, and, with the wood pallets and stuff like that, and it's time to go get the dirt. And I get in there to go take off, and I don't want to run. It didn't have any power. I couldn't even push itself up that little hill.
Yeah.
That we got out there in the, back, or, right behind the camper. And so, but the thing of it is, I put a tie rod end on because I wanted a tie rod. I needed to replace the tie rod end before I went down the road. I got the tie rod end on there, and then that's when we found out it wasn't going to go anywhere. So the last month, I've been steadily, just all the money I could have been using to put into my boat went into the truck. I ended up having to put a fuel filter on it. I had to put another lift pump on it. Oh no, I did the lift pump. I had to put a fuel filter on it, put an air filter on it. I had to pull the gas tank out. I had to put a new fuel sending unit on it. And it's just been like one thing after another. I know I said all that fast, but I think I want to do it. I showed you some clips.
Yeah, we can just put some clips in.
Yeah,
here.
I just did that. So
we're not making this up.
Well, I was going to do a whole series of videos, on the truck because since we were down on uploading videos, the number one videos coming out right now is the 99 Dodge lift pump that I'd put on, and the Kenmore 70 series washing machine. And I'm going like, wow, Tammy, look, these are our top videos. The last 48 hours, they're getting the most views out of anything. But I did that one video where I did put the tie rod in the alignment, and I uploaded it. It got like 30 views, and YouTube cut it off. And so I did some investigating. Just let me get through this, and I'll be okay. But come to find out that these are all external links. These are like Google ads, people doing searches on Google. It had nothing to do with our audience or YouTube. So I ain't worried about putting out no more truck videos, honestly.
Okay.
Except my truck video made like $5.28 in the last couple weeks, so I don't know. All right. So anyway, needless to say, I wrestled with the truck, and this morning, I had to finish getting the gas tank put up in there and getting it all connected, and then I took the system and I bled it out, bled the injectors out and stuff, and so the truck's running. Maybe. I took it for a ride around the block a couple times. It wasn't doing all that great. It was kind of sluggish. But I'm kind of hoping that once the system gets cleared out, it gets through and all the airlocks and everything are gone, then I can take the truck down and go get some more dirt.
Yeah. Yeah, our son he has a trailer, and he did go get us one load of fill dirt because we can't afford to fill that thing with compost. That would be like
no, but we're going to use
a lot of money per side, and there's 2 sides. So we could get fill dirt for $30 a scoop. So my son went down there and got me 2 scoops and brought them up, and we dropped them beside it because it's not ready to put inside yet. But we can take you along for that as long as we can have sound. If not, we'll have to do some kind of voiceover or something later. I don't know, but we'll figure it out. And we'll show you, because I think that trailer, I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to be so great. But anyway, back to my plants. I put them, we went to the store and we got some seeds, and then y'all know I use Southeast Seed Exchange for quite a bit. And I put those out, and anyway, still got bugs, even with bug spray. This is Florida. You're just gonna have to live with them. But anyway, my tomato plants are now up like this. Everything's looking great, except for I still don't have any peppers. I don't know, but I don't have any peppers.
But we still have...
I had to go buy some jalapenos. I did buy some jalapeno plants because I found some really reasonable.
We still have some leeway on the germination period.
Yeah, we have a little leeway, just a little, and I did reset and reseed some more peppers, but I did find some jalapenos that, like I said, were reasonable, and I did get those planted. And the squash is already planted, the zucchini is planted, and then I have all kinds of little flowers and stuff over here, and my tomatoes, my cucumbers. We really got to get that trellis up because I wanted to run those cucumbers, you know, because they vine like crazy. I really wanted those up on that trellis this year, and they're already like this tall. I mean, they're already well over a foot tall. I need to get them in the ground.
Well, the next thing on the agenda, guys, it's not a very happy story.
No.
Once again, you know, of course, nothing ever goes right for us out here. But, you know, Tammy
came outside to feed my animals, and
they were
all decimated.
Decimated. Yeah, I guess that's the word. You guys know I've been having a hard time out here with the possums and the coons. And I know I took out 3 possums last week.
3 the week before.
Breaching the perimeter of the cook shed.
Mm-hmm.
And then last night, I figured out how that coon was getting away because he's jumping up and climbing through the top of the rafter there, and then jumping over onto the one side of the pole and hanging on for dear life, and then jumping out.
Yeah.
You know, I tried to catch him and I can't. So I guess I'm gonna have to be sitting out there waiting for him. He's a big coon too. I mean, he's like
And he had
monster.
to be big because he got into the chicken coop.
Yeah, well, I had a firefight with him one night. You know, I heard he's strong enough. You know, the door is on a bungee cord, you know, with a latch. And so we pulled the bungee cord and a latch to hold the door shut. Well, he was able to pull that open. I was sitting up in the camper, and the door, I heard the door go, you know, slam like a wood door would. Mm-hmm. And then I heard a ruckus. I thought it was a cat fight, honestly. You know, I thought maybe, you know, Essie was getting into it with a possum or something. I mean, that's how much of a ruckus it was.
Right.
But, you know, so I grabbed flashlight and I grabbed my pistol and run out to the chicken coop, and I'm looking in there and I'm shining it, and there is a coon hiding in the corner, making like he can't be seen.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I got about 4 shots off, and he got past me. I don't know if I got him or if he was running on adrenaline or what, but I think that was him up there because that was a big coon. Yeah. I think I might have missed him. He was fast. Yeah. But anyway, so the chickens, Buster and his ladies.
Well, now that night he only got the one. He had only attacked the
Oh yeah,
one.
he had only got one. But
one that night. Come back the next night, and I guess we didn't hear him.
Yeah, we didn't hear him because we've been going to bed early. We've been working real hard. We've been getting up at like 6 o'clock and trying to get out and work on these traps and get those done.
Right.
We got huge order.
Yeah.
Huge order, and it's wearing us out.
Yeah. So anyway, we went. You know, I can't be without chickens. I have, I just.
Well, we did go Ace Hardware, and we got Tammy some new friends.
Yeah, I got me some new ones.
Yeah.
We're gonna start over. Randy's gonna now. Right now, they are in
the high rise.
The high rise in the rabbit pen where nothing can get to them. As long as they stay in there, they're fine.
I don't think a lot of people know what that is. The high rise. Yeah. That's our green rabbit hutch over here. And in the early days when we was talking about our chicken production plan, what we did is we were hatching our own chickens. And we put little babies 4 feet off the ground.
Yeah, they're off the ground. Nothing can get in there.
In a double-sized rabbit hutch.
Yeah, it's a big rabbit hutch, but it's got really good wire. Nothing can get in there. It's nice and tight.
You want to go show them real quick?
Yeah, we can show you.
Yeah,
we can
let's
show
go
you
do
that.
that.
We can show you. I bought little barred rocks. There's.
Anyway, this is the end of our rabbit hutch. Was actually 2 separate stalls that we had set up for a couple rabbits, but you know, since we built the other hutch, we don't really need this for the rabbits at the moment. So what we did is we took out a partition, and we got this huge, what do you call it? Chicken brooder.
Chicken brooder.
Yeah, it's in the, we call this the high rise.
Yeah. All right, and when I went to our local hardware store, they had these little barred rocks, which are like black and white chicks. They're really friendly. They're not as skittish as some other breeds. They're really hardy. Yeah, and they have grown. We've had them a week, and they're about double the size. They're growing like weeds.
So anyway, we got the light shining on them, and look at them all huddled up there in the corner. Yeah, we started off with 12. We did lose one over the first week, but usually, you know, if you're going to lose any, it's going to be within the first, the first week. So, but look at them all over there. Let me see if I can zoom in. There you go. Whole bunch of barred rocks all wadded up in the corner. So anyway, these, I'm glad we kept them out here. We used to keep the chickens inside next to my chair, you know, in a brooder, right? But we decided to go ahead and risk, you know, the cool evenings around here with a light outside and a little box where they can get all huddled up. That way I ain't got to listen to them chirp.
Chirp all night.
all night. Anyway, they are cute little guys. Ugh. And they're getting their feathers.
Honey.
Oh, we're getting. Anyway, they're getting some really neat feathers. You can tell that that's a hen because, you know, she has the longer feathers up front, and then she has the shorter feathers that are all lined up here in the back. And so that's generally how you tell if they're a hen or not. Or you can pick them up by the neck, and if they do that, they're little baby hens.
They're hens.
But if they just hang there and droop their legs, they're like males or roosters. But that's what we got going on right now. That's our future. I'm just hoping that one of them actually turns out to be a rooster so that we can have eggs. If not, we're going to have to order a barred rock rooster. Hey, wasn't that exciting, guys, seeing all the new little baby chickens? Yeah, we were excited when we got them. We got them back here and got the light and got the... I'm real excited the fact that they've actually survived out there at night in that thing.
Right, I'm really happy.
You know, with that light, so I didn't have to babysit them next to the, my recliner in there. Because that was... Actually, I had little buddies.
Yeah, it was fun.
You know, they would jump up on the side of it when they started getting big enough, and then they'd jump on my leg, or I'd go pick them up, and then they'd come and rest on me, and that was fun. But
it was noisy.
It was noisy, and then we're trying to sleep at night, So, but I'm glad that at least this year, maybe we picked the right time of year to be able to actually put them in the high rise. Yeah, and after that we went over to the garden. We was going to show you a little bit about our gardening stuff, but there's so many weeds out there, I don't think you can see through them. But, and I did buy a little, electric cultivator, which I think I'm going to send back. It was a waste of time. And I got to get our rototiller fixed. That's my next project.
Yeah, that rototiller's got to get fixed.
Yeah. And so as far as mechanically, I got, if the red truck is good, I do need to get the Durango going. Right. That's not a high priority.
Right.
Rototiller's high priority.
Yes.
So I think my next mechanical adventure is going to be the mishaps of our rototiller. I'm gonna go to fix that. Yeah. Anything else, hon? What you got?
I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Egyptian walking onions, but they are the best onions. And once you plant them, as long as you don't dig the bulb up, you will have them forever. And if you're not really careful, you'll have an overabundance because they walk. They follow the actual onion bulb is on the top, and when it falls over, it roots in the ground, and then it walks and it walks and it walks. And then you can cut the green tops just like you would green onions. Anyway,
Why don't you go grab a pot since
yeah, I'll
they're
go grab a
mobile.
pot. Yeah, I'll go grab a pot and show you what they look like. They're awesome. All right, see, these are walking onions, and what'll happen is there'll be a little bulb right here in just a couple of 3 months. It will fall over, and then it will root, and you will have a whole new onion set. Now, these came from Just Fruits and Exotics. My son actually, I saw him sitting there, and I was like, oh, I gotta have that. I gotta have that. And Mother's Day's coming, so he went ahead and got me a couple. I'm gonna actually divide this before I plant it.
Is that good?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, I don't know how much lighting we're gonna have. The crew took off and they didn't want to leave their light set behind, so we're kind of like stuck without, you know, any kind of professional lighting or camera work.
What lighting and camera work?
It's just getting late, guys, and it's starting to get a little dark. But what we want to do a little bit, we talked about this. We actually had a chance to talk with a few of our viewers over the last month and a half.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, we got to talk with Ladybug. If you guys have seen her name down there in the comments, we got to speak with her a little bit.
Uh-huh.
She is a real, I don't know, you talk to her. You talked to her for 2.5 hours.
Oh yeah, she's a real go-getter. I really liked her. She's doing everything that we're doing, but she's up in North Dakota, which makes it 10 times harder. I mean, she's got short growing windows, short windows for this. She's locked in her house for months on end where she can't leave. You know, that was an eye-opener to speak to somebody who lives in such a different area than us.
Yeah.
And then a gentleman named Tony, we just talked to him yesterday, and he's from the
Washington State.
Northwest, as far as you can go.
Puget
northwest.
Sound area.
Yeah, and his is totally different, you know, totally different from us.
Yeah.
And we really enjoyed that chat. We talked a little over an hour yesterday.
Well,
too.
his big thing is he really enjoys Tammy's cooking.
Yeah,
You know, I mean, it's kind of like it reminds him of his grandmother.
Yeah, which is odd because she's from there too, you know, or roughly around that area of Montana, he said.
Well, he said they started off in Canada and then came down around through Montana and all those states all the way up over to Washington.
Over to Washington.
Yeah, so.
And he said a lot of the dishes I make, he grew up with. And I found that really interesting because generally, you know, it's kind of segmented of where you live and what you grow is what you eat. So I found that
what you
really
grow.
kind of odd that they ate the exact same way.
Yep. Well, it's hard, you know, I mean, it's kind of like, you know, back in those days when, and what I'm trying to say is early, like maybe in the early 1900s or you know what I mean? It's just that, I don't know how to explain this. Just
I don't know what
the
you're trying to-
diversity of food was not as diverse as it is today. So
Probably.
a lot of people would end up cooking a lot of the same stuff as far as like chickens and, you know, and stuff like that. So that's what I was trying to get at. I'm sorry, guys. I had a hard time trying to get that out.
Yeah.
But, you know, in our days, these days, you know, with all the development of modern agriculture, you know, we have such a diversity of, you know, things to choose from that it does end up being kind of segmented.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't
But
know how
I
to
still
say
eat
that
the
right.
old-fashioned way because I like it. You know, I do.
It's whatever you can get your hands on, a little salt and pepper and some
Right,
butter.
salt, pepper, and butter will fix anything. That's
Yep.
about right.
And Yeah, we're going to be getting back into the kitchen. If
And
you,
your gentleman that you spoke to.
yeah. Oh, Guy.
Mm-hmm.
Guy, he's a fella that is, you know, from out in the deep woods, down there around, you know, between.
He's still deep woods in North Florida.
Yeah, he's still
basically.
deep woods in North Florida. Well, he's the deep woods of the southeast portion of
Right.
the deep woods of North Florida. But anyway, I didn't want to give out your location.
No.
Yeah, I didn't want to tell anybody where you were at, but and that's kind of, and I'm not going to say it's odd, okay, but I'm just going to kind of put it into perspective. You know, when Tammy and I, before we came out here, we were going through the Great Recession, so to speak, you know, and all the banks and everything were going belly up. And you guys know, I did a lot of wood flooring as a flooring contractor for a lot of major builders, okay? Well, Guy just happened to be one of those residential type developers, not one of our customers,
Right.
but he would have been one of my customers, I guess, as a residential contractor. You know, I could have done floors and so forth for him. And his outfit suffered the same fate as ours did. And he went through a little bit of a rougher time. And, you know, and I'm just gonna, no, I need to tell him, you know, because, you know, it's kind of one of those things, he's proud of himself, okay? And he should be, just like we are here where we're at, okay? But he went through a rough time, and he didn't actually fare as well as Tammy and I did, because Tammy and I ended up being still together afterwards. You know, he ended up getting a divorce, and he ended up losing everything. We did lose everything, but he lost a lot more than everything.
Yeah, he lost more than we did.
And he ventured off into the woods, and he told us, and I'm sure he wouldn't mind me telling you, of course you don't even know who he is, but he went off into his woods on some property that he had gotten, you know, with his family, right? And he went out there to die. That's what he said. And then he finally figured out, after a little while, he got kind of hungry, and he didn't want to die. And so he started eating swamp cabbage, you know, or eating the bottoms of palmettos. And he finally dug himself out of a hole, but he's been off grid now for 10 years. He has no electric, no refrigeration. The only air conditioner he's got is a little 5,000 BTU unit. It runs off a 1,000-watt generator. And for the most part, you know, he cooks all his food. He uses a rocket stove, and you know, he has a little solar charging station that he uses, and he's got little 12-volt pumps hooked up, pull water up out of the ground. Yeah, this guy is pretty rugged. Yeah. And I've got a few pictures.
Yeah, he did. He sent
me some pictures. He actually uses a chainsaw mill. You know, like the Alaskan chainsaw mill you see so much on, you know, the YouTube videos, and he makes his own lumber. And he sent me a picture of a pole barn. I'll try to show that to you. A picture of the pole barn. I got a picture of his little rocket stove, and I think his transportation is a little electric or gas motored bicycle. That's what he uses for transportation. Or at least I think it is. He told me his truck was covered up with a big old oak tree. So. But anyway, no, I mean, I've become a little bit more inspired. Of course, you know, Tammy and I have been trying to become sustainable, self-sustainable out here, which, you know, we almost to that point until we just lost this, you know, batch of chickens and our eggs. But we got some more on the way. Give us about 4 or 5 months, we'll be back in action.
We'll be back in it.
And, you know, so I have a solar panel, and I've been trying to collect all the equipment that I need to build a solar charging station. So I've got a couple small lithium batteries, I've got a couple, you know, solar chargers, and I got a solar panel. So I'm going to be putting that together here soon. Yeah, soon. You know, guys, it moves kind of slow because I don't know how people find time to go to work, because I just can't find time to get anything done.
Oh, I'm telling you, yeah, we've been building traps, so then this has to wait, that has to wait. You know, and that's our livelihood, so that has to get done. Yeah. And we recently got a very large order, and that's really going to
so we got endless work for about next 2.5, 3 months.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Well, hopefully. Yeah. We're on the first segment of the order, and we're about halfway through that. But
yeah.
Yep, so
bear with us. There's not a video every single day. You're just gonna have to bear with us.
Now, if you guys would just go back and watch every video that we put out, watch every single commercial that comes up or ad, you know, we might be able to swing, you know, a couple days off so we can get some video work done. And I'm telling you, the projects that we are undertaking, Tammy knows it because they're getting complex.
Yeah.
Because they're projects that don't get completed in one day, and you're working on this day and you're working on that the other day.
So nothing ever seems like it ever gets done.
Yeah,
you know,
that's why I showed you little clips of, you know, I did complete video work on my truck, everything that I fixed, right? But when I realized, you know, it wasn't you guys that were actually out there watching it, it was, you know, search engine stuff, and, you know, they're not even really subscribing and, you know, and watching our content. You know, I don't even care about putting them out. You know, unless you guys really want me to, and I'll do it. But, you know, that's why I just showed you a few things. I showed you my fuel filter and the air filter and stuff like that. But they're getting complex. And today I was outside on that ground and I was just rolling around.
Rolling around, he was filthy, black, dirty.
Yep.
Oh, it was
I mean, you'd have thought I was like Roscoe, our old pit bull, up under the trailer, just rolling around everywhere, tearing up the ground. When I got out from there, I was done, you know. So anyway, that's a few things that are going on. Oh, hand me what we're going to be doing here. All right, well, what I would like to do, like in the next couple of videos or so, is I came across an article and I was reading it, you know, and I read a lot, and you don't know what field it's coming from. It's coming from left field or if it's coming from the right field, you know. But I read this article, and a lot of it, and it said 24 reasons not to prep or prepare.
Right.
You know? Yeah.
There is no reason to not prepare.
Yeah. But see, and that's kind of like where we need to go. You know, a lot of people say, what do I need to prepare for? You know? And that's kind of like what I want to ask you guys. You know, if you can leave a comment down below real quick, you know, so I can formulate a game plan. You know, but what, if you're preparing, are you preparing for?
You're preparing for, number one, job loss, because that's happening on a daily. You know, if somebody loses their job, can you still eat 3 days from now? Because most people only have 3 days worth of food in their house. And if all your money has got to go to your house payment so you don't lose your place to live, that is the number one reason right now to prepare. Absolutely. Number one, job loss.
Yeah, basically job loss. If you know, if you're not providing for yourself and you have a job and you're working for somebody else, you don't know when you're going to walk in there. Trust me.
Yeah, it's happened. It can happen.
You can walk in there and then you'd be turning around or walking out that same hour. You know, so but just be prepared. You just don't know, especially if you're in that corporate environment.
Right.
You know, because you know, layoffs and demands for layoffs will, you know, hit you before you know it. All the bank's got to do is say, dude, we ain't loaning you no more money. And then he's going in there, bam. I remember when I was a young man in civil engineering, I had gotten up to like $12 an hour as a hand draftsman. Believe it or not, that was damn good money. Excuse me. I didn't mean to say it like that. But anyway, we walked in, and that day we were all handed notices. My salary had been reduced from $12 an hour to $9 an hour. That's $4 an hour, and this was back in late 1980s, you know, and that's a lot.
Right.
$4 an hour, you know, 4 times 4, that's $160 a week. You're talking about
$3, 9, 10, 11, 12.
9, 10, 11, okay, $3 an hour.
It's still a lot of money when you have 5 kids.
3 times 4 is $120 a week. That's $480 a month.
Right, yeah.
And I had a truck payment.
Right. And a house payment, and 5 kids, and
we had all that stuff. We were moving on in the world.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that didn't last long. I went and found me another job and got back to my old salary, just like that. There's always hope out there, right, guys? But no, I was just reading over this thing, and it was like I was just shaking my head over the statements that they made.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, and I don't know who actually did this. I printed it off, but you know, I don't have any photos or anything here. But they're basically saying like a disaster will never happen.
We have hurricanes
Yeah.
every other year.
Okay.
And even if it's not a bad hurricane, say it's a 1 or a 2,
It's still enough to put a hurting on you.
Your power is still out for days on end. You still, if whatever's in your freezer that you didn't can, you better be doing something with it because you're not going to get power back.
Okay, we got a lot. If you want to do this now, we got a lot to go through. So you have to keep it short.
No, we'll have to do this.
Okay, here's another one.
You
can't prepare enough.
You what?
You cannot prepare enough.
That's true. You can't. That's a true statement. You can't prepare enough because there's always something.
So why prepare, right? Okay.
So you
can't prepare for everything.
Right. You can't prepare for everything, but you can prepare for things that you know are going to happen.
That's kind of like what I wanted them to comment on. What is it that you're actually preparing for?
Yeah, what do you actually prepare
And then Tammy went off on the job loss thing.
Okay. Because that's number one. That's nationwide.
Okay, the next one is
in a region or an area.
You can't predict the future.
Nope, sure can't.
Can we predict November 2024?
I don't know.
I don't know. That's a tough one, isn't it?
That's a tough one.
All right. Next thing is you don't need to prep because you survive anyway.
Because you can survive anyway.
Because you'll survive anyway.
Well, how did they know that?
Well, they say that even if you don't prepare, that based on human nature, that everybody comes together. That you don't have to be worried about anybody out there.
Did they see what happened during Katrina?
Did they see what happened up there in Oregon during Antifa riots and shit? Or Portland?
In Portland?
Right.
Yeah, let's not go there.
Yeah, let's not talk about that little short, young 17-year-old boy who was defending a gas station owner. But anyway, it takes all your time. Preparing takes all your time.
No, it doesn't.
It takes all my time.
It takes very little time.
It takes very little time. It can lead to anxiety and stress.
No, the more prepared you are, the less stress you have because you don't have to worry about.
Well, no, you got to understand where they might be coming from with that because anxiety and stress. You don't have enough money to go out and do what you want to do. You get like that. You build up anxiety and you build up a lot of stress because you can't do something as quick
quick as I want to.
And on whatever scale that you want to. So it puts a lot of undue stress on me.
It might put stress on him, but it doesn't put stress on me.
All right, it causes isolation.
There might be a little truth to that. We isolated ourselves pretty good.
Well, we didn't isolate ourselves. It's just that, everybody thought we was crazy and didn't want to have anything to do with us because we decided, to do what we're doing out here, right?
Yeah.
And if you don't know what we're doing out here, you better watch our videos and learn. I'm just saying. Okay. It promotes fear.
No, it doesn't promote fear.
Yeah,
it promotes peace. The more you prepared you are.
What they're probably saying is, everybody's getting freaked out because now they got to prepare and they got to get all these defensive measures put in place to protect them from the people that are going to be, making them scared and coming stealing their stuff. Yeah, that's another thing they say in here a little bit later. You neglect your responsibilities.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I don't know.
You take care of everything you need to take care of.
Well, I'm building on those traps over there like hard and heavy, and it's actually keeping me from doing all the stuff I want to do. So I'm under a lot of undue stress because I want to get my truck fixed, and I want to get this garden squared away, and I want to get that trellis done. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's just one. It
is all works out like that.
One thing done at a time. Yeah.
Okay. Prepping causes distrust in people.
No, it does not.
I don't know, Tammy. How many times have you heard somebody say, "Listen, I don't need no guns," or I got 3 bullets. I'll just come see you. I've heard that a couple times.
Well, come on.
Bring it on. That's why I don't associate with them, and I don't call them, and I don't go anywhere near them. So I'm just standing guard. All right. Oh, it becomes an obsession.
Might be a little truth to that one too.
Yeah, it depends upon what you're going to be obsessed about. If you're obsessed about prepping and you're able to do it and you keep doing it, so far as you're focusing on different areas.
Yeah.
You know, and improving as you go.
Yeah, learning
you
new
know.
skills.
That would be no different than having a hobby.
Hobby. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go
I mean,
with
a
that.
lot of people spend a lot of money
On a hobby.
on a hobby, like guitars and, you know, and all kinds of different collectible items and stuff like that. Just because a canned good is your type of collectible item, there ain't nothing wrong with that. Yeah. Okay. What about, oh, it can ruin a marriage. Yes, it most definitely and certainly can. You know, if you have a husband and wife who don't agree
Don't agree.
Yeah.
It's possible, I guess.
You know, and you know, first of all, if you're in the, see, the thing about Tammy and I is we were together before I made it, before I got good at making money, and before I was able to afford, you know, the luxurious life that we were living. I'm not going to, you know, the only luxury that was really involved was the luxury of having to work over, you know, too much. I mean, we had nice homes and boats and cars and trucks and all that stuff, you know, but Tammy knew me before all that happened, you know, so and since it was her idea to drag me back out here into the woods, I didn't have to worry about it no more.
Yeah.
Ain't that right?
All right.
Okay, but somebody who would get married while, you know, somebody was already progressing and was kind of used to that and didn't want to be without it, it would probably put a lot of stress on a marriage.
Maybe. I don't know. I've never.
It all depends. It all depends on what you're expecting out of your mate too.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Tammy drugged me out here. All I want to do is cook me dinner, and I'd be good to go. Yeah. Oh, it's costly. That's the next thing. It's costly. It can be. It depends upon what you're doing. If you make do and repurpose a lot of stuff, it really can be actually not so doable. I mean, it actually can become doable.
Right, it's frugal.
Yeah, gathering supplies and splurging and stuff like that, and then, you know, going to the store and blowing your money. Yeah, it can get costly.
Right, but that's not true preparedness. Preparedness is buying things that you use every day on a daily basis that you just don't want to be without. You know, I don't want to be without dish soap. I don't want to be without laundry detergent. I want to make sure I have something to eat. You know, those type things, you know, and, you know, a medical kit, you know, if you out here messing around and you stick your hand, which has happened, stick my hand into the dirt to pull out weeds and glass, cut your hand, you know, well, I didn't know it was there. It was in the dirt. I just reached in there and, yeah, I don't do that a lot anymore. I can get a shovel, one of those little hand shovels, because that hurt. But yeah, you need a few medical supplies. You don't have to go crazy.
Oh, but you know, the main reason for prepping, right, is because they say there's a lot of. Now they didn't say this. This is what I'm thinking. You know, it's because it says it feeds conspiracy theories. You know. Well, you have to admit now, back when you were doing all that Facebook and stuff like that.
Right, yeah.
You know, in the early, you know, like in 2008.
Right.
And you know, the UN was going to come and march everybody off to concentration camps.
Right. I mean,
and they had guillotines out there waiting on everybody.
Yeah, they scared me to death. Facebook scared me to death, so I don't get on Facebook no more.
You know, but you know,
But you know, the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, the 70s. Granny always had a utility room that was full of food and laundry soap and dish soap.
Well, when you grow up, like out of the Great Depression or out in a rural area, you know, you need to do that. It don't matter.
Well, that's not prepping. That's just preparedness.
No, that's just
life.
That's just life.
It's just life.
You know, everybody's gotten used to being, you know, going out and buying their groceries the day before they're going to cook it.
Right. You know, instead, you know, I mean, Granny used to go get 50 pounds of flour, 50 pounds of sugar, some baking powder, some baking soda, some vinegar. You know what I mean? I mean, in a gallon jug. She didn't buy individual items of anything. Yeah. I mean, that just wasn't a thing.
Here's a good one for you. Your stockpile will outlast you. We've talked about this.
Yeah, Randy said my stockpile will outlast me.
You know, she said, why you got to have freeze dryer? That stuff's going to last 25 years. I said, I'm going to be dead in 25 years.
Well, you don't have to wait 25 years to eat it.
You know, but and you can rotate, I guess, if you can keep up with it. You know, but if you got 25 years worth of food, how you gonna eat all that? Or that don't make no sense. Okay. Oh, you become a target. Now we talked about that a lot too.
Yeah.
One thing we're concerned about is that you know, if it does go down, that, you know, we'll become a target. You know, when I wake up in the middle of the night, even in these days, I open the door, I walk outside, or if I hear something, I'll grab a pistol and, you know, I'll walk out the front door, or I'll take a flashlight and I'll shine it around, you know, the courtyard here. And I mean, even today out here in the woods, you still have to be, you know, relatively cautious. You just never know, you know. Does that make sense? Yeah. You think I'm overstating it, right? She just don't know how many times I woke up in the middle of the night, you know, hearing things.
Yeah, because I sleep like a rock. I'm
Yeah,
out.
she
I'm
does.
out.
Okay.
I'm tired. I go to sleep.
Prepping promotes negativity.
No.
It all depends on who you're talking to, I guess. If you're talking to somebody who doesn't prep, or somebody who would consider prepping or preparing, or, you know, getting ready for HTF, and they think you're nuts.
Maybe.
Yeah, my dad thought we were nuts when we moved out here, but I'm gonna tell you what.
But he's not.
Right up there, right alongside us right now.
Right.
Okay, he says it's coming. Get ready.
It's coming.
And he told us we were crazy 10 years ago.
Right.
Anyway.
Right. 10 years ago we were crazy. Now we're not so nutty. He's watching TV every day too. He's watching the news, and they've lived through a lot because they're 75 and 80.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's looking a lot like a long time ago.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, he would tell us when we was out here, he said, there's going to be plenty of groceries on the shelves. There's going to be plenty of everything.
Then COVID hit.
Yeah, then COVID hit, and now, you know, and he's always got his eyeball on the news, you know, truckers shutting down, everything that's going to be happening. So, yeah, he's right up there right alongside of us, and I'm proud of you, Dad. I am proud of you. If you've watched this video and you made it this far, I'm really proud of you.
Yeah.
Okay.
He did. It was so funny. He's not a prepper.
He's not bad. You can walk in his kitchen right now and he's got everything.
It's loaded.
It's stuffed.
It's loaded.
Okay, guys. Well, I think we are going to go ahead and wrap this
We
up.
are.
We
The bugs
weren't
are
going to
just
talk
about-
about this until later, but leave some comments below. Give us some thoughts on what we've talked about.
Yeah.
And next one, there's another article out there I want to go over. It's 24 reasons why you should be preparing.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, we're going to wrap it up, okay? And we weren't really going to talk a lot about that, but it came up, and it kind of worked out. You know, actually, what happened was I was just going to talk about a couple of things we were going to talk about, and then Tammy started going off, and this is her subject right here. Yeah, so I felt I'd just go ahead and rattle through these and just let her just kind of have at it. And she did, didn't she? Mm-hmm. Yep. All right, well, we're going to let you go, and you guys take care, and we'll see you next time. We're out.
Bye.